Guys, it is time to look at another Finch knife. This thing is awesome, and I think I like it because the handles match my shirt. So let's turn this around and take a look at the Runtly XL.
Guys, this is the Finch Runtly XL, and I am very impressed with this. Now, to be straight up front, this did come from Finch Knives. They sent me this, they sent me the Stinger, and they sent me a buffalo tooth. So this could possibly be the best possible version of this knife that they handpicked for me, but I don't think so because having seen having seen their knives come from other reviewers, I'm seeing the same level of quality. But at any rate, this is done in natural tobacco colored micarta. It is done beautifully. It's like a heavy canvas micarta, titanium, and M390. So this is kind of a departure from most of the ones I've seen. I do have a titanium buffalo tooth, but typically their knives are done in like a steel bolster lock format. This is done in a cleaver style blade, like a very broad cleaver style blade with basically a saber grind on some fairly thick blade stock. But it does come down to a decent behind the edge thickness. This is a bolster lock that's done, like I said, beautifully well. Really good access to the lock bar. The action on this is amazingly good. It is super smooth. Now, this is the first I've carried it. I carried it all day yesterday, and I did cut up a bunch of cardboard. You know, Thursdays here is trash day, so it was recycling day. So I cut up a bunch of cardboard boxes and stuff with this that needed to go in, and it cut really well. The M390 is sharpened really, really well. You've got a flipper tab on this that, a lot like other knives, turns then into basically a spot to put your finger, acting as a finger choil without a finger choil. The nail nick on this, there's a nail nick on both sides, and the cool thing about the nail nick on this is it's a reverse flick platform. Jimping on this is pretty good. It's not stellar, but it's also nothing that I'm going to complain about. And it's in a really good spot if you're doing some heavy cutting. Pocket clip has been great in and out of pocket. This is, you guys know that I try it on different kinds of pants. This has went in and out of pocket with no issues, even on like 511s with that reinforced seam at the top of the pocket. This knife has got zero sharp spot on that. So it looks like it might be, but it's not. It's really well softened. There is an edge right here, but by the time you're up on that, you're up on the flipper tab and you're not hitting that. So I don't feel any hot spots right there. They did a really good job with taking that material out there and taking out just enough material to give you access to the lock bar, but not make it too thin. One of my big complaints is when companies take out too much material and to give you more access, and it makes it more difficult because then you want to slip off or it feels sharp. Just about perfect on this. Jimping on the flipper tab is great. The detent on this, nice and snappy. You can feel it with the flipper tab, but still, like I said, good enough that you can reverse flick off the nail nick. Sorry, pieces of my fingernail coming off. It does have a sharp, hard edge, which allows you to get that purchase. I'm not going to complain about that. And the fact is, it works as an actual nail nick if that's how you want to deploy the knife. Finch Knives has done such a good job with taking knives that typically would look like something that would be a traditional and turning them into flippers. And this is great. The only thing that this doesn't have that I like, this is kind of a departure from the Finch Knives, is it doesn't have the logo in the handle. I'm not going to say that as a negative when we talk about some of the, the things that I'm not over the moon about on this knife when we turn this around. But I think it would have been cool to have it on this. And then just the overall feel of the knife, the way they did their marriage points on this, like all their knives, really good. You can barely feel that seam. You can see just ever so slight of a raise on that and a little bit of a gap, but overall, really well done. This micarta is very, very grippy with wet hands because it's been raining here in San Diego. Definitely is nice and grippy. I did clean this up. I carried it all day yesterday. It got kind of dirty, so I did clean it up before. But yeah, just overall, gorgeous, gorgeous knife and a workhorse. This is a knife that you're absolutely able to do a lot of stuff with because it's a very straight blade. You do a lot of great things. So I'm going to go ahead and say there are a couple things about the knife that I'm not super happy about, but They're very minor, and we'll talk about those right after you hear from a video sponsor.
No one likes to watch ads in the middle of a video. I don't like putting them in, but I do know that I gotta support what I do here, so I partnered with companies that I know I can trust. And today's sponsor is Coffee Brand Coffee. They're delivering quality coffee, freshly roasted on demand, ground to order and delivered to your door, and they're not doing anything political, so you don't have to worry about a company that you're supporting that is supporting causes that you might not agree with, because they don't support any causes. They just simply take the money and put it back into making a better product. So I would appreciate if you both support their new small business and my channel by checking out Coffee Brand Coffee and looking at their offerings. Use the link below and my coupon code crazysharp on their website. It's crazysharp, all one word, capital C, capital S. Let's get back to this.
So just a couple small things on this. One of them, I wish the grind had come up a little bit, a little bit higher on that flat grind. It is attractive. It gives you that faceted look, but I think you could have gotten an even thinner. It does have a good behind the edge profile, but I think you could have gotten a thinner one if you had brought the grind up just a little bit further. Now, just below the nail nick, move that logo up. I do love the logo. They did a really good job. It's attractive. Some people are going to complain about this. I'm not really going to say anything about that. I will say, I wish that the choil was a little bigger, because because it's not really like it's into the thick spot. It does have a little bit of a smile here at the heel, but it's very, very narrow to that actual spot where you're going to transition into your ricasso, and you're going to hit your stones on it. You can see where they got the belt on it right there already. So that if you sharpen this, you're going to hit your stones on that. You're going to chip the corner of your stones. So I may on my own take that out a little bit, like maybe out to about here, just to give you a little bit of offset from the ricasso. And then the last thing that I will say is, because this has kind of a slanted handle, it kind of tapers down. It doesn't feel unsecure because, like I said, the mic is very grippy, but I would say that this could have used a lanyard post in the backspacer, just to allow you to put a lanyard on if you wanted to wrap around your hands if you're doing some work. This would be a very good work knife. This would be something I could see someone carrying if you're making hay and you got to cut baler's twine and stuff like that. This would be really good for that. And so you would kind of maybe want something to have a lanyard so it doesn't come out of your hand if you're doing a lot of cutting. But other than that, great knife overall. I've not found any of the Finches that I don't like. This is a very good knife. I like the fact that it is a bigger version of a knife that was already pretty popular. So guys, that's it on this one. Let's turn around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
There you go, guys. I absolutely love this. This is something that I'm going to carry for a while. I can tell. It's going to be one that's really going to endear itself to me. And it's because it reminds me so much of some other knives that I really love. And I love how the handles on it, I didn't mention it, remind me of like an old school Barlow. And I think this micarta is going to patina up beautifully. So I'm not going to clean it for the next video. You guys will get to see how that patina's up. So stay tuned for the full review of this knife. It's gonna be good. So that's it on this one, guys. You know what to do. I know I put a sponsored ad in there. You can follow the links down below to my sponsors. Coffee Brand Coffee and Temper Trail have discounts built into their links. Speaking of discounts, I have a coupon code that will save you 40% at Beyond EDC, 10% at Fire and Forge Knife Works, 10% at Rovecraft Blades, and 10% at KATSU Knives. And that coupon code is crazysharp. All one word, all lowercase. It's just something I wanted to offer to you guys. I have affiliate links to most of the major vendors down below and an Amazon store. If you're going to do any shopping, if you're going to buy any knives, please use those links. And any Amazon shopping you're going to do, take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for all of that. There's a link down below. It says join the community. That is a public Discord. There's been a bunch of people joined on my last live that I did. Please join it, hang out. You can do knife trade, knife chat. And I have a membership down below I do giveaways. I do exclusive content. I have got a private Discord, and there's a premium tier sharpening tutorial series. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.